بسم الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome all of you back with the second part of the Fatwa Live that comes to you on the second day of Rajab, that comes to you from Houston, Texas. The first question tonight: does the Christian wife, does she have to do the iddah when her Muslim husband died? And what's she supposed to do if somebody wants to come and get engaged? The answer: yes, she does have to do the iddah, the waiting period, just like the Muslim woman. And no marriage on hand, no marriage contract is accepted during that period. That's the majority of the scholars. Even though she's not required of the Islamic Sharia or the laws or the rules, but the Muslim fiancé is required to do that. Al-Shafi'i says, and I love it is more beloved to you if he did not marry her, and if he married her, no problem, but she is like the free Muslim woman, and the division and the expenditure and the divorce and the iddah and everything, except they do not inherit each other. And she does the death or the divorce, and she stay away from what she does, the Muslim woman. This is the Shafi'i saying. In the Hanafi madhab, the iddah for the death of the husband, 4 months and 10 days. Whether she's Muslim or a woman of the people of the book, small or big, after the intercourse or after, because Allah said, those who are died and they leave wives, they stay or they do the iddah of 4 months and 10 days. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, no woman believes in Allah and the hereafter to have the condolence or her dead more than 3 days, except for her husband, 4 months and 10 days. And the ayah is a proof on Malik and on the people of the book. Nothing is required on her. The Maliki, they are disputed. They didn't require anything. And the divorcee from the one who died, her husband, there is 2 narrations. They're just like the Muslim woman. Or the istibra, which is to make sure she is not pregnant for that same period. She don't get married during that period. That's all. Al-Qadi wa Ahmad Muhammad and Malik that she had no iddah. So one saying for Maliki that she has to make the iddah, the other one that she just have to free herself from any pregnancy through that she don't have any wedding to anybody for 4 months and 3 months. And that's if a Muslim was to marry her. Qadi Muhammad said, because the first narration, it goes with the ayah that we mentioned earlier. And this is from the Muslim and the people of the book. And if the woman has the same rights in the divorce, the same thing when there is a death. Also, there is a right for the one who's going to be created, because if she is pregnant, she needs to make sure that she is not pregnant, so she stay away for 3 months. That to make sure that she is not pregnant. Anything after that is the right of Allah Azza wa Jal. And the final question: someone who's traveling a long journey to China. It's a work travel. I left after Dhuhr and I went to China during the daytime. The whole trip, you could see the sun. So I was arrived during the day but it was a whole day. When I looked at the clock, a whole day because of the day difference in there. I was looking, but I was going to the west, so the sun did not come down. So I didn't pray Maghrib or Isha. I didn't say the Fajr. But when I arrived, it was during Maghrib time. Yeah, the whole day has passed. I prayed all the prayers. I mean, in absentee. Am I true in my did, or shall I just do it in the plane? Even though I was following the sun the whole time. So we tell him the rule that he need to follow. Originally, there's no doubt about it. The 5 prayers depends on its timing, not with the number of hours or the days, because Allah said the prayers it is on the believers as obligated time. So you just look for the sun. So what if the sun did not travel? If the person see the sun did not go down and the time of Maghrib did not come in, no, he's not required to pray on Maghrib, Isha or Fajr until the time comes on his position, because the prayer is not required before its time, no matter how long the day is or shorter. The traveler here, the rule of the area he's in. So the sun did not go down, so he's not required to do except the 2 Dhuhr and Asr, and that's it. And he's okay. He could make to combine him in the prayer in the airplane, because if he thinks the sun is gonna go down, if he comes down, then he could make it in the airplane, so he don't delay it. No matter how many hours that trip goes. And if you think that if the plane goes down and then he could pray before the sun set, then he could do it when he arrives, because he could do it in all its parts, not with the exception while traveling. Follow question about a community that they have a problem about the leading of the prayers from a young boy. We'd like to bring people to encourage them, those who memorize the Quran, the youth, but we understand the calamity that they go with the way those kids are facing. My question is, what is the rule about the leadership in the prayers on the boy, whether it's obligated prayer or it is sunnah like Tarawih? Well, the rule, what is prior, the rule to use for the leadership, the imam, to be the more person who recite, the memorizer. If they are equal, then the more knowledgeable in sunnah. If they are the same, then the elder in the migration. If they are equal, then their elder, as the Prophet ﷺ told us. But with the child who did not reach purity, it is something that is disputed among the scholars. The majority Hanafi Maliki, is he conditioned that he will reach purity. So not on an obligated prayer, because the imam is guarantee, and he is not among the people who can guarantee, and you don't know the recitation. And but on the non-obligatory like Taraweeh or Kusuf, then their leadership will be accepted. So the majority that it is not, but the Hanafi is not allowed to the adult no matter what. You have to reach purity first. The Shafi'i, they didn't require it. That it is okay, and any time, whether it's obligated or sunnah, there's a hadith that's very clear. Amr ibn Salama, he used to lead his people at the time of the Prophet ﷺ, and he was 6 or 7 years old. But they said the one who reached purity is better than that child. Hafid ibn Hajar says Hassan Basri and Shafi'i and Ishaq, they agree that it's allowed. And Imam Thawri and Imam Ahmad, he has 2 narrations. What is that it is better in the nafil, not on the obligatory. So after that introduction, as far as correctness and avoided, allowed or not allowed, it is allowed. It is accepted if he knows how to pray, if he knows the rules of the prayer. But the one who reached purity is better. Because what is narrated from Bukhari and Umar ibn Salama, when my people came back from the Prophet, they told him that he said, I'll lead you the one more reciter of the Quran. So they asked me, they taught me the ruku' sujood, and used to pray with them. How the Hajar says, there's a Haji proof for the Shafi'i, and it is a dispute that is known. And they could have done that out of their own effort, not because the Prophet ﷺ told them. And that's what the Egyptian Fatwa area decided, that when they were asked about the leadership of the young boy who didn't reach purity, they said it is allowed to his mother or his family members and the obligation. And this is to encourage the kids to prepare them for the congregation and to reach his value, and also to get his value. And this says it is accepted as long as he knows the rules of the prayer. And we warn, that's the question. And the encouragement of goodness between the family members, not into leading the community. So this is as far as right or no. But what is more proper, let's do what is more bringing the community together, and will stop the separation and should not insist on his leadership if it's going to bring a problem between the community and divide them. The fun question, can I celebrate the New Year with my family. No, حبيبي, we have only two celebrations, Al-Fitr and Adha. And uh, New Year is something from a different place. So may Allah gather your heart to follow the Prophet ﷺ. And the best thing is to follow of the Prophet ﷺ, not anything else. When there is infection in the nails and the toes, and you're not supposed to have water on that place. Well, if you put something on it, make a wipe on that thing. And if it is as cover the area that is and without going to the exceed, if it is a little bit more, it is okay. So you wipe on top of it, and you don't have to. It doesn't have to be even on wudu. And to wipe on the womb and the socks you have to wear it when you have wudu. Then you can wipe on it. And day and night for the one who's residing, and 3 days and nights with the traveler. But the bandage or the whatever you put on a wound, you don't have, there's no time limit on it, as long as you need to have it until Allah heal that part. Final question: my wife is not a Muslim and she wants to celebrate Christmas. What do I do? It's okay. You can. You just leave them and what they celebrate and what they do. You allow her to worship some beside Allah and wearing the cross. I mean, it should be allow her to do that celebration for herself. Can the man divide his wealth on his kids? Yeah. My son, you need to understand there's difference between the gift and the will. If you're going to give what you want to as something they're gonna hold during their life, it is okay, with the condition that you have to be fair, or the inheritance rules. The just the majority to equal between the males and females. The Hanafil, no, it has to be the rules of inheritance. You give the male more than double what you give the female. But all the other scholars, they said no, it had to be equal. But the will to give after death, you don't give will for the one who's going to inheritance. So anybody who inherits, you don't give the will. Unless you're in a country, well, the laws will not allow you to divide on Islamic laws. So you want to do it according to Islam, you just put it in your will. So you put your will that your wealth will be divided on that rule. So you make sure that it will be divided according to Islam, of the rule of Allah. The money is yours. You are free to do what you want with your money and goodness. You don't have to divide, but if you divide it and you want to keep some for yourself, it is okay. But it will be inheritance after your death. It will be divided just like you did the first part in your life. At the end, our money for our inheritance we gather in. And our houses, we put it to be destroyed by the time. When is the division before death is sin? Well, you're trying to get one of the inheritance out, or you're not fair, or this intention is you're going to be sinned on. What is the rule in this will? In this is it is required because whomever that did not have the will, the local law is the one who's going to divide his inheritance. There's a distraction on the estate after death, so you have to make sure you do that. You do it in a trust, and then you put the rules that you want uh, to be done to your money after your death. A woman says, I am a widow. I have two kids. I found someone who's religious, and my father don't like it because he's younger than me. I asked for anything from Islamic. He refused to meet him or to even know him. His concern, the difference in age. I keep doing. I try to convince him. I don't want to delay. What do I do? Do I give up and leave? And how do I fulfill my question? There is no marriage without a guardian, and the majority of the scholars, the difference is the Ahnaf. They allow the one who is commit adulthood to marry herself with the equal. This is what is used in the courts in Egypt, Turkey, Pakistan. A lot of the Muslim countries they use that in their court houses. What I advise you, be patient on the father and try to find a way to convince him from the elite and the people who are closer to him. If that is very hard and you don't want to leave that area, then the guardianship goes to those that follow him. So, one of your kids, if you have kids and they're older, then one of them can. Or one of your brothers, then your uncle. And it goes the same, the father, the son, the brother, then the uncle. And they are all afraid of the father. And and your new, then it goes to the ruler or the courthouse, because the sultan, the ruler, is the guardian for those who have no guardian. The How about going to look at the light? Well, there is nothing wrong with the natural way. Everybody loves the lights, and this is from the streets and bring you joy. That part, it is accepted. Nothing wrong with that. The culture, the religious part is what is forbidden. So if you're going to divide between them, no problem, inshallah. It is better for us to bring our kids to our masjid, especially at these times, these days. But they don't need lectures. They need pizza, and they want babysitters, and they want toys. I need someone who's going to be patient with them. So don't bring your older age on your kids. Let them live as kids and enjoy being kids. For each generation, they have their own concern. We come to the conclusion of this part. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.